For millions of Americans today, the future of housing feels uncertain and frightening. The idea of owning a home, once seen as a normal milestone in life, now feels like a luxury meant only for the wealthy. People are no longer asking when they will buy a house, they are asking if they will ever be able to buy one at all. This shift in mindset alone shows how deeply the housing system has changed in the United States. If current trends continue, renting may no longer be a temporary phase of life. It may become permanent for entire generations. Young adults entering the workforce are already starting their lives buried under student loan debt, high rent, and rising living costs. Saving for a down payment feels impossible when half or more of monthly income goes toward rent. As years pass, renters fall further behind, while homeowners and investors continue building wealth. One of the biggest concerns for the future is housing supply. America is not building enough homes to meet demand. Construction remains slow due to high interest rates, expensive materials, labor shortages, and strict zoning laws. Even when new apartments are built, they are often luxury units designed for higher-income renters, not affordable housing for average workers. This creates a system where supply technically increases, but affordability does not improve. Corporate ownership of housing is also expected to grow. Large investment firms continue buying single-family homes, apartment complexes, and entire neighborhoods. These corporations have access to cheap capital, legal teams, and long-term strategies that individual families cannot compete with. As corporate control increases, housing becomes less about shelter and more about profit. Rent becomes a revenue stream instead of a living cost, and people become customers instead of community members. Interest rates will remain a key factor shaping the future. Even if rates eventually come down, the damage has already been done. High prices locked in during peak years will not easily fall. Many homeowners with low-interest mortgages will refuse to sell, reducing housing turnover. This limits supply even further, keeping prices and rents elevated. The system becomes frozen, benefiting those already inside and excluding those left out. Another major concern is wage stagnation. Unless salaries increase at the same pace as housing costs, affordability will continue to decline. Many jobs in essential sectors, healthcare, education, retail, transportation, do not pay enough to support home ownership in major cities. Workers who keep society running are being priced out of the communities they serve. This imbalance is not sustainable in the long run. The emotional and social consequences of this crisis are already visible. People delay marriage, children, and major life decisions. Families are forced to move frequently, breaking community ties. Children grow up in unstable housing situations. Stress, anxiety, and depression rise as financial pressure becomes constant. Housing insecurity does not just affect wallets, it affects mental health, family stability, and overall quality of life. If no major changes occur, homelessness and overcrowding could increase. More people may be forced to live with roommates, relatives, or in shared spaces far longer than expected. Others may leave major cities entirely, reshaping population patterns across the country. Expensive urban centers could become places only for the wealthy, while working families are pushed to the margins. However, the future is not entirely hopeless. Solutions do exist. Governments can invest in affordable housing. Zoning laws can be reformed to allow more construction. Tenant protections can be strengthened. Wages can be increased. First-time home buyers can be supported. But these changes require political will, long-term planning, and resistance to powerful financial interests. The biggest question is not whether America can fix its housing problem, but whether it chooses to. Housing should be a foundation of stability, not a source of fear. A home should be a place of safety, not a financial burden that consumes a lifetime of earnings. If housing continues to be treated purely as an investment, the divide between the wealthy and everyone else will only grow wider. The future of housing in America will define the future of the nation itself. It will determine who gets to stay, who is forced to leave, and who gets the chance to build a stable life. The American dream was built on the idea that hard work leads to security. If housing remains out of reach, that promise fades. This is not just a housing crisis, it is a test of priorities, and the decisions made today will shape the lives of generations to come.